what we are witnessing today speaks to the alignment of vision. And I must commend the vision of Governor Kaode Fayemi at starting this project. And what is still gained when you have continuity is what you are seeing today. You know, he tried his best, and we took off from the baton from that place, and I'm happy. It will shock you that this is my first visit to this airport since I became governor. I've never been here. I came here today to inspect with the Honorable Minister. And I was not coming because I have confidence in the ability of the team handling the airport, and they give me periodic reports. And I'm glad that all the reports that I've read, what I've seen today, is in alignment with that report. The airport is ready for non-scheduled flights, so anybody that has a chartered flight can fly into this place without any fear. And once in a while, we encourage that the airport is maintained. It's a dual-purpose airport. It's going to serve agro-allied products, and it's also going to serve commercial passengers. So Ekiti State economy will benefit tremendously for this. Jobs will be created, and there'll be added value to the properties around this place, because there's going to be an exponential increase in traffic to the state. It's going to boost agri, it's going to boost commerce, it's going to boost tourism.
Yes, and so we told you your state may be next, and so it's your state that is next. Ekiti State is next, and we saw the governor there speaking on the new Ekiti cargo airport project that has now been commissioned and has taken off. So joining us for this conversation on its significance for aviation development and for job creation in Ekiti State is Air Vice Marshal Sunday Makinde, retired. He's also the technical advisor, Ekiti Airport Project, who joins us via Zoom from Ado Ekiti. Air Vice Marshal Makinde, welcome to the Morning Brief on Channels Television.
Thank you very much, and I have to say a very big thank you for having me on this program this morning.
All right, so let's get right into it. It must be a glorious moment for the Ekiti State government and indeed Ekiti people when you consider, the trajectory of the Ekiti airport going way back to the first administration of former Governor Kaode Fayemi. So walk us through the political opposition to the project, the litigation, and the inauguration in 2022 that was disputed over certification issues, and where we are today.
I must really put the record straight here from the beginning. I'm the technical guy. When you talk about politics and those other stuff, I don't think politics has any place in airport development. It is just for us to focus and know that this airport is going to put Ekiti State on a fast lane of rapid urbanization. And that has been the focus of all the Ekiti State administration that has been in place. And we just remain focused on that without minding whatever any opposition is doing. After all, the airport is going to be there and is going to outlive anybody that is in any position in Ekiti State right now, including myself.
All right, let's talk about what may have gone into funding that has now brought us here today. Remember, it was an initial brainchild of the former administration of former Governor Kaode Fayemi, and then it was taken up by former Governor Ayodele Fayose, and then it continued up until this current administration of Mr. Biodun Oyebanji. What in terms of funding do you think has gone through it? The books from 2023 helps us understand that about 16 billion naira was expended on the project. But how much in all may have gone into it, and what is it worth?
Well, when you talk about financials, I'm not the right person to give you that kind of information because I don't have it. I'm the technical guy, like you rightly said. And I can tell you straight away that to develop an airport is not, especially when you look at the position of Ekiti State when it comes to finance generally in Nigeria. You would expect us to have the same speed as maybe, let me use my other state, to say, you won't expect us to have the same speed like Lagos, for instance. Funding would definitely be an issue in Ekiti, and it can be a little bit slow. But by and large, we are taking some steps to ensure that the projection is for a slow but steady increase, and we are getting there. Beginning from now, what you are going to see is a rapid development of that infrastructure.
Okay, you are the technical guy, as you say, but you should be able to speak to, funding as well. But we'll take your answer for it and move on to other aspects of the conversation. I hope you're able to talk about the viability of the project, retired Vice Marshal. Talk to us about the viability of this project. There's so many other cargo airports that have been developed. We can talk about the Ogun State Airport Cargo Project that is, soon to become operational. It's already 90% finished according to the administration, and it's just about 3 hours to, Ekiti State. There's also the Ibadan Airport, which is 3 hours and 30 minutes to Ekiti. There's also the Akure Airport, which is just 1 hour 35 minutes to Ekiti State. So talk to us about the viability of this project.
Okay, now you are clearly in my 18, in my top, so we'll be talking better now. You talk about viability of this particular airport, and indeed any project that is embarked upon by a government. You are looking at it from the point of view of saying, what are the feasibility studies even before you embark on the project? And that informed the Ekiti State government, even the present and even the past ones, to come up with the idea of this project. Ekiti is a landlocked state. And I tell you, to unlock the potentials of this state, you need a lot of infrastructure. And aviation, to even put it mildly, is one of the major factors when you talk of opening up a state. I mean, very serious businesses will look at facilities in a state, especially transportation, before they site their offices, before they bring their operations to that state. So Ekiti has gone ahead to fast track that procedure, and we've gone ahead to do this airport as the major way. Unlike what the state governor said, Governor Biodo Yebanji, it's a dual-purpose airport. It's not only for cargo. Why we emphasize on the cargo aspect of this is because Ekiti is largely an agrarian society, and we can only add value by siting this airport, even at the location where it is today. And all we ask for now is for us to continue to encourage the farmers and those people in that sector to be able to make use of the infrastructure that has been provided by government. Another point about viability is that we conducted a study, like I told some people on some other fora that have been engaged. We conducted a feasibility study at the Akure Airport. It was a very, very elaborate study, and we got from that over 65% of traffic going into that airport ends up at Ekiti. And that's huge. That's huge. I must tell you at this forum that Ekiti International Airport is poised to grab a large chunk of the aviation pie in terms of passenger traffic in this area. So you talk about 3 hours from Lagos, 3 hours from Abeokuta and all that. It doesn't matter. You cannot say because your friend has a car, then you are not going to buy a car. Your own purpose, your value addition, and your value proposition will definitely set you apart. And we have started rightly. You need to visit Ekiti.
But did your feasibility studies also take into consideration the position of the airport, the aviation regulator in the country in the first place, which says that only 3 of the 22 airports in Nigeria are viable, and those 3 airports, the funding from those 3 airports are being used to manage the other 22 airports in the country? And even if you were talking about, cargo, an agro-cargo airport, what is the viability also, to the extent that the agro-produce will go straight to Ekiti Airport if they can stop first of all in Ibadan, if they can stop first of all in Ogun State?
Yes, I knew this question was going to come, and I will tell you that when you look at the position of the state, like I mentioned before, it depends on the value you bring from the beginning. You must make sure that you are focused on your value and you continue to improve upon that. If you say what we want to do about the products, the cargo to be lifted from this airport, it depends on what your purpose from the beginning is. There is a cargo terminal being built at this airport by the federal government. It is a federal government infrastructure. It's not even part of what we did. It's the federal government that cited that cargo terminal in Ekiti. And that goes a long way to tell you that we are thinking, and people out there are also thinking about Ekiti.
So you agree that it's just going to join the list of the other airports that will be managed by the three viable airports in the country?
I don't really think so, because like I said, it is what you put in place that matters. Let me use a very good example for you. I wanted to try as much as possible not to bring in examples, but you sort of dragged me into it. Asaba Airport is being managed by the state. And I can tell you straight up that that airport is not a liability, as far as I know, because I took my time to go around all these airports. I visited and I checked a lot of indices. In Ekiti, we don't do things just because we want to do it. We do a lot of studies, we check things because we must ensure that we add value and get good value for money. Everything we do is cost beneficial. When you talk about the airport, you are now looking at airport management. How do we want to manage this airport? That should be the next question that you ask me. And I tell you right from the word go, we have our development master plan ongoing. So everything we are doing is taken from the basics. That's why you see that we didn't rush to say, okay, we are ready. We allow other people to tell us we are ready. And the Honorable Minister of Aviation was here, and he said that we are 99.5% ready.
Well, I noted that you said that you don't think so. So that means that you're not 100% sure. So
did I say I don't think so?
That's what you said. You can play back. So
that I said I don't think so.
Yes.
No,
we can play back. We can play back, sir. So what's the plan that the state government has in place to ensure that whatever has been expended on the project that we are not sure of, because it has gone through administrations, it could be more than the 19 billion naira that has been projected from what has been released by managers of the state government's planning and budget ministries. So what is the plan to ensure that these monies are recouped for the benefit of the Ekiti state government, Ekiti state people, in the short term rather than the long term?
How do you want to recoup investments in a short term? I'm not sure that is possible in this kind of investment. That is not the focus. It has to be in the medium to long term. And the aim of government is not really to recoup. I don't think it will be about recouping. It's not really about recouping. This infrastructure is there forever. Can you ever recoup the infrastructure? I mean, the money for Third Mainland Bridge, for instance. It's an infrastructure that is there for prosperity, for posterity also. So the question of recouping, for me, I've not thought of that. We will make profit for the benefit of the people from that airport, but recouping, I don't think it's a discussion that we should be having at this time.
All right. We hope that it will be in the long term, but not too long term, as you have projected. There's more, but we'll anchor at this point, and thank you very much. Air Vice Marshal Sunday Makinde, retired, is also the technical advisor, Ekiti Airport Project, who joined us via Zoom from Ado Ekiti. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And from airport management, we go on to another important subject matter. This time around, Kadi is standing by to take on that one. Stay with us.